Okay, so I've decided to film a video today on how I use my 5-piece face brush set. I have my eye makeup done and everything, and I really need to do the rest of my face because this is not a good look for me. I'm wearing my lashes in banks today because I'm obsessed with this style lately. Estelle is usually my go-to, and now I just keep getting more dramatic as I go on. Soon I won't even be able to open my eyes if I get any heavier, so. I'm gonna walk through how I do my base and how I use my brushes. So first, I always start with setting spray. I use this as a primer because I gave up primer a long time ago because they were all just pissing me off. So now I just spray my face and it really gives the makeup something to stick to. So I'm just sitting here and I realized that I just filmed doing my entire base, but that's with my beauty sponge and that's not my 5-piece brush set. So that was all pointless because I already have a video using my sponge. So I've done my base. I've put my foundation on, my contour foundation and my concealer. And actually it doesn't look too bad in this lighting, so I was kind of panicking there for a minute that I went too light, so then I went darker, and then I went too dark. It's fine. I'm pretty sure I'm not leaving my house today anyway, so. We're going to set this base and we're going to do the powders, and we are going to use the Brady Layne Beauty 5-piece face brush set to show you how I use them. So, since I just did my cream base or my liquid base, we have to set it. So I actually like to use my beauty sponge for my under eyes. I'm using the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. And this is still damp. I like to take some on the tip of the sponge and I bake under my eyes. Because concealer is the most important makeup product in my kit because of how dark my under eyes are. So doing this locks it in place and makes it last all day, no matter how freaking tired I am. Okay, so now that I've baked my powder in all the spots that I like to do it, I'm going to take my large powder brush. This is the first brush in the 5-piece set. Please ignore that they're dirty because they are my everyday brushes and I don't clean them every day, so just cut me some slack. So what I do is I take the tip of the brush into the powder and I always tap it off. Every time you use powders, you always tap off the excess. Otherwise you get way too much fallout and it makes a mess and you're using more product than you actually need to use. So now that I've got the powder on my powder brush, I'm just going to take it and you're going to cover your entire face. So in my shiny areas, I press because you're pressing that product into your skin. And the more you do that, the longer your makeup's going to last because you're making a point of applying it there and you're pushing it into your skin, so it's going to stay longer. But then other than that, you're just going to cover, and I'm brushing away that under eye bake too, and on my chin, so that it's not so white. But you just want to make sure that you put a nice layer over your creams and your liquids, and that's what's going to lock your makeup into place and make sure that it lasts all day long. If you do not set your creams and liquids with a powder, it's going to slide. It slides off your face, nothing's keeping it there. It's just like if you were to have water on your face, it's going to come off. But if you put powder on there, it locks it into place. Okay, next is the contour brush. This is the perfect shape. It's flat, or flatter anyway, and with its shape, you get right under your cheekbones. It's gonna carve out your cheekbones and give you that contour that is so desired by everybody. So what I do is I use a bronzer for this. This one is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Medium Deep Bronzer. It smells like chocolate. So anyway, I take my contour brush and I take the tip and I swirl it around. There isn't a lot of excess on the bronzer, but I tap it off anyway. So what I'm going to do is when you apply your contour, you're going to do it from the top of your ear to the corner of your mouth. And if you put your hand there, you can feel that cheekbone. And that's where you're going to apply the contour to create a shadow and carve out your cheekbones. So when you do this, I always start at the back because I want most of the product back there and not up front. And very lightly, because if you go too heavy-handed, it's just gonna be too harsh. So, oh my God, look at that. So, I'm doing that, and then I like to come around and I go around my hairline to contour the forehead. So good. Okay, so then when you contour your face, it's the 3 rule, so you're basically drawing a 3 along the sides of your face. I already have a very strong jawline, so I don't necessarily need to contour there, but what I do have is a very pointy chin. So instead of contouring my jawline like I do on a lot of my clients, I don't do that on me, and I just go in and I contour my chin. And that is how you use the contour brush. Look at these damn cheekbones. Okay, so now that we've contoured, what I like to do next is my blush. And this is the large tapered blush brush. For my blush, I just use a really dark bronzer because I like the brown. So what I do, because these are tapered, I take the one edge near the top, and that's what I dip into the product. And I just use it on one side, always tap off. You're applying it with precision, like that point touches my cheek right where I want that blush or bronzer to sit. Okay, so that's our blush. Next, I like to go in with my highlighter. This is the tapered highlight brush, and I'm going to use the Anastasia Glow Kit. Obviously use these 2 colors quite a bit. One's gold and one's a little more pinky, so I just mix them both. I don't really care. So just like the tapered blush brush, I use the side of this one, mix them in with both, and I tap it off. So with my highlight, we're gonna apply it to the highest part of our cheekbone so that the light can catch it. And I don't know, it just makes us all look beautiful, so just trust the process. And it does. Another flattering area to put the highlight is the Cupid's bow, but I usually just close my mouth when I put it all over the place, even on my bottom lip. I don't care, it looks good. I like to just take my finger and I do a little line down the bridge of my nose, and at the very tip I put a dot, and it's just going to look super flattering. That's the highlight. It's honestly super easy, and it just looks really good on most people. So now, my last brush is just a small, flat brush. Most people would use it as an eye makeup brush or eyeshadow brush. It would be really good to apply this like the glitter that I have on my eyes. If you wet it, it's really gonna make your eyeshadows shimmer. The possibilities are endless. What I use this brush for is for my nose contour. It's not for everybody, you don't have to do it, but once I start it, I can't stop, and my mother hates it because as a makeup artist, I make sure that my clients look as good as they can, and they look their best, and I do my best work on them. Sometimes when you're doing work on yourself and you've been doing it long enough that you just don't even realize that some things aren't good. So my mom hates my nose contour because she says I need to blend it a little bit more, but anyway, okay. So my nose contour, I'm going to go back in with my Too Faced bronzer. You want to make sure there's no shimmer in these bronzers when you're using them to contour, because you want to create a shadow effect, and shadows do not have shimmer in them. So I like this one because it is a little bit cool toned. So it's a little bit on the grayer side, not the warmer side, which is going to help create more of a shadow effect. So anyway, I put the bronzer on the tip of this brush. I always tap it off. And then the way to contour your nose is it's creating an effect. You make it look as wide or as thin as you want. So I like to create a thinner bridge. So I and do it very light-handedly because, do it very light-handed because you don't want it to be too obvious. So with majority of my product, ever so gently, I'm going up and down, and then I kind of fluff it out this way to blend it so it's not so harsh. My mother would disagree because she says my nose contour is always way too harsh. That's the way I like my shit. And then I add a little bit more, and once again, I'm gonna go up and down ever so gently to get majority of that product off. And then I kind of just blend it out so that it's a little bit softer. And that is how I contour my nose, and that's what I use that brush for. So I'm going to finish my lips, and then my makeup will be done. So that is the finished look. That's how I use my 5-piece face brush set. If you guys have any questions, please comment them because I like the interaction on my videos. So if you have any questions about them, go ahead and ask. For this eye makeup look, I used all Brady Layne Beauty eye brushes from the 6-piece brush set. I do have them all listed on my website. You can buy them all. I have to get the 5-piece ones up individually. Soon you'll be able to buy them all individually, or I have them listed as the 6-piece brush set for your eyes, the 5-piece face brush set, or you can buy the 12-piece set in total for a cheaper price if you buy all 12 items, including my beauty sponge. So they're all on there. If you guys want to see any more videos, just let me know and I'd be happy to film them for you.